CentralValleyTalk.com.
And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Central Valley Business. Robbie was sitting down the whole time until just now. Come here, buddy. It's going to be a fun show. We have a lot of guests today, a packed hour. We may go an hour and a half today. We'll see. But my first guest today is Erik Wilson. He is one of the men behind, I'm sure any of you who have been online lately have seen this My Job Depends on Ag website and Facebook page. Erik, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Good. I'm amazed at how quickly this thing has just kind of exploded.
Yeah, it's been neat. It's been neat.
Give me the brief background on how it came about.
Me and my friend, Steve Malanka, he called me up, make us short. You know, we're not short a lot of time, but he says, hey, I got this decal I'm working on. And this is
One
right
of
here.
these,
One
right?
of these. And it was in its, rudimentary form, so to speak, and we kind of tweaked it, or he did, and I thought, man, and this rings to me, and at the same time,
Because you're involved in agriculture.
Oh yeah, I'm involved in agriculture, and he was going to buy 50 of them, or 200 out of his own pocket. And I said, give me 50. I'll give them to my growers that I do work for, and maybe start a little talk with them, But at the same time, I had a friend, unrelated to this, say, hey, post your picture of what you're doing right now in California, because it was raining out. It was kind of in May, and so when he did that, I participated. I was actually in a cornfield spraying, and so I took a picture of what I was doing, and other people followed suit. And guess what? They were doing ag-related jobs, and I called Steve and I said, you know what? We don't have a voice that to the public. Let's be the first-hand story writers of who we are, instead of having someone far removed from a field do it. Let's see if we can get growers in here and get a group of people that claims that their job depends on ag. And once that started, I know from the way the economy is, that ag is where it all starts, in my opinion. And no matter how rich or how powerful or what, if you don't partake in clothing or growing food or fiber, you have to rely on someone to do it. And that's basics. It's simple. And so our hope was to educate people. There's a lot of misinformation about what goes on in the Central Valley and other states as far as agriculture is concerned. And so we wanted to hope that the growers would come in and they would be a reference point for the public to come in and ask them questions. We think it's and it's worked. And so we get a lot of people coming in there and ask questions, and I mean, it's quick how many people respond and help someone out, figure out questions. The page gets highly debative too. Sometimes there's a lot of passionate people. When it comes to food, people want to know where it comes from.
Right. And they want to make sure it's safe.
They want to make sure it's safe. Yep. And that's something we can brag about, because in California, specifically, no other state or no other country in the world puts more emphasis on food safety. And I've said this before, and people that don't understand the Central Valley, they don't understand, you hear the term, we're growing in a desert. Well, it's a semi-arid climate. It's not necessarily a desert. But because it is a desert, we can do things here that are beneficial for food safety. You don't have the humid afternoons and days and nights that most of the country suffers from, which breeds soil pathogens and stuff like that. It makes it easy and profitable for us to do things here that we can't do anywhere else. And people need to realize that. We've seen too a lot of certain crops get blamed for water usage, and
Nut trees come to mind. They've been taking a pounding lately.
They've been taking a pounding, and they don't necessarily use any more water than a host of other crops that are just as beneficial. And I think they got singled out wrongly. I'm not an almond grower, but I'm gonna stick up for them, because we gotta just have the right, just get truth out. We believe that we have truth on our side. If anybody travels 99 and I-5 or anywhere, look at what the truck's hauling. They're hauling ag-related products. From the finished product to the raw materials, it's all ag out there. I mean, if you know what a refrigerated truck looks like, I mean, they're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere, and that's food. We should be proud of what we do here. That's how I feel. We should be very, very proud of what we do here, and the water situation can be fixed, in my opinion. I think we can do.
Well, they're talking about a train possibly now, bringing in carloads of water from the Midwest.
Yeah.
What do you think of that idea? I guess it's
well,
small scale,
look at this.
right?
Look at this. I'll try to explain this as quickly as possible. Right now, the Trinity Lake, which is far north of here, I mean, may not affect you or anybody else, but we can move water around the state. They're going to release 83,000 acre-feet for salmon that they think may have a virus, and they think if this release of water, it may not prevent the virus. Okay, 83,000 acre-feet is enough water for the city of Fresno for a whole entire year. Or, in other words, enough water for, it would take Nestle Bottling Company, I think almost 70 years of nonstop production to use that much water. They're going to run it in 30 days, okay, in this historic drought. I love fly fishing. That's my passion. I tie little flies, you know, at home and stuff. That's what I like to do in my spare time. So I want a healthy ecosystem like the next guy, but I value the human soul much more. And when you see citizens in Porterville and Tulare, they don't have any water, and the government's been, in my opinion, sitting there for the last 2 or 3 months, planning how to accommodate these fish without having human beings. Leave agriculture out of it. There's a lot of water. It's sat as Fresno for a year. Think about it, in 30 days.
You didn't answer my question, though. What do you think of this train idea?
I think we don't need that. Oh, the training water in?
No, using trains. Train cars filled with water from the Midwest. Take them out here to whatever city it's needed in.
I don't know. I think the carbon footprint, if you want to get politically correct, is pretty ridiculous to do that. I mean, why not just put a pipeline right there at the mouth of Columbia River, run the pipe underneath the ocean all the way underneath?
Well, I think they're talking about pipelines, but they're saying the train could start tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bringing in 100-car train could bring in a lot of water.
You've seen those? There's also those big bags that they can float out. You've seen that?
Float them down the river?
No, float them down the ocean. They're humongous, and you can put them down from just a big boat can pull a lot of them.
You mean fill them up in Alaska or something?
Yeah,
and then float them down
you haven't seen that?
No.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Yeah,
I like the fact that these interesting kind of weird solutions are being proposed.
Yeah. There's a lot of ways to save water.
Yeah,
I'm
scared that if we get one really wet winter with El Nino, that all those plans will be put on the back burner, and then when the next drought comes, we'll all say, we should have done something years ago.
There has to be a philosophy change, and that's why, for me, when we talk about agriculture, I include timber industry, aquaculture, farming and ranching, organic, conventional, in my opinion, is all-encompassing of agriculture, and truckers move it all. And this group of people, we work hard to feed 300 million people 3 times a day, and there's all parts of the government seems to put a squeeze on every one of these industries. In California, truckers are suffering big time because their new car emission regulations are putting a lot of them out of business. And we was being squeezed with water, timber industry getting squeezed with where can they harvest any trees, and it's all kind of the same kind of things. And I think together, if we get everybody unified, then we can change some of the things, get some common sense back. In my opinion.
Eric, we could talk about this all day, I'm sure, but you'll have to come back. But we have a packed show today, so you want folks to post pictures on the Facebook page, right?
Yeah, just come in and tell your story. I don't care how small, how you may not think it's that important, but someone's listening and can identify with what your story's about.
Yeah. So if you have a Facebook page, just search "My Job Depends on Ag."
Yep, absolutely.
And even though it's kind of California centered now, you're spreading this across the country.
Yeah, and states are coming. We've got a lot of big stuff coming on behind this right now. There's a lot of great stories that are going to be told. This thing is just 40,000 people now. And this is individual members. This is not a like page. This is actually joining in a membership and participating. It's we have the other one that's a like. But this one is a member, so there's 40,000 people in there. About 38,900 or something.
It's a good start.
Yeah, good start. 3 months.
Are there links on there to buy these patches and things?
Yep. And then we have a website too, myjobdependsonag.com, and you can buy that. We're going to have T-shirts, apparel, caps, and remind everybody all this going to scholarships and young people and the promotion.
It's not going into your pocket.
Heck no, we don't want to get $1 from it.
It's for a good cause.
That's right.
Eric, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right,
we'll be back with more on Central Valley Talk.